Yo, yo, yo. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope everybody is having a nice Friday. Hope everybody is nice and safe. Feeling good, doing good. This was a surprise live. I don't know, just wanted to start talking. And I just wanted to share my experience with why I left this new age spirituality in my own experience, because um it's been heartbreaking seeing some friends, like, oh god, seeing some friends dissociate themselves. Oh my god, what is she doing? Seeing some friends dissociate themselves for me because I chose to be religious, um or just think that they know. Oh, hey, Oshun. I hope I'm saying it right. Oshun, Yemi, Oshun, hi. um but it's just been heartbreaking seeing some people dissociate themselves from me, or think that I've quote unquote fell asleep by choosing to be religious. But that's okay. But I just wanted to share my experience with why I stopped being quote unquote spiritual or whatever. Um so I grew up Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. My mom, she I remember being little and she was showing us the old movie of I think it was Moses. It was called The Ten Commandments. It was old. It was like, it was so long. It had like two sides. It was a disc, a CD, or yeah, like a DVD. Oh god, she's being so loud. A DVD that had two sides because it was so long. And I remember her telling us to come in her room and sit down so we can watch it. And we watched it like the whole 3-4 hours. And that's just, she would always have talks with us about um Jesus and peace be upon him, man, just God. And I appreciated her for that. I'll never forget that she told me that um it was just something she said. She said that you were like, she like baptized. She was just telling us about being baptized, and she said that you was like a black shadow to God, like when he saw you. But when you got baptized, you became clear to him, and he saw you and stuff like that. So I always grew up Christian. I always we didn't go to church that much because my mom, she didn't really find no churches when we was in Alabama. I was born in Mississippi. My mom took us to Alabama. I lived in Alabama until I was like 13, 12, 13. Then we moved back to Mississippi. But um my mom was religious. She wasn't like just strictly religious, but like she loved Jesus. She always prayed. I always seeing her praying, crying. And I remember being in 5th grade and she was watching like Illuminati videos and like Disney, and how they like just was putting certain stuff in the cartoons and stuff like that. So I remember going to school talking about the Illuminati to my friends. And some of my friends were new, like, I guess that's when that stuff was coming out or whatever, that Illuminati in Hollywood and all of that. But this was like in 2011. Yeah, I was like 5th grade, so I had to be like 2010 or 11. Hey, Rissa. Oh, hey, Kaya and Kayla's mom. My beliefs saved me from a lot. I'm more grounded than I was in my 30s. What? I'm saying it because I didn't know that you was like older. I don't know. I got this young spirit from you, but I feel like you were way younger. But yeah, yeah, I feel a lot more grounded too. But yeah, I grew up Christian. I never really questioned it until I never really questioned it until like there was a situation where I was homeless with my mom, me and my sister. We had got evicted. We were staying with my stepdad, but we got evicted, and oh my god, I put my life on the internet. This okay, it's okay, it's okay. But we got evicted, and we were staying in a car, sleeping in a car, my mom and my sister for about 2 years, 2 or 3 years, and man, but I was probably like yes, probably like 12. I was in 6th grade. I was homeless from 6th to 7th grade, so about 2 years, and that's when I started questioning things, and I started questioning God. And my mom always brought up this story. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. My mom always brought up the story of Job, and when we would, just be in the car, like she would bring up the story of Job and how God let allow Satan to basically take everything from Job, test him. She said, "You can take everything, um, but you just can't touch him." And that's what Satan did, or the devil, whatever you want to call it. That's what he did, and he took everything, took his children, took um his house, his land, his crops, took everything. And his wife told him, just curse God and die. Like, what you still holding on for? Like, what you still holding on for? Just curse God and die. And I think he got sick too. He got horribly sick. And his wife was like, just curse God and die. Like, I don't understand. And she told us that Job didn't. That Job always, even his friends was telling him, like, you must have did something bad. Like, you must have did something to deserve this. And he was like, no, bro. And he didn't. He held on to his faith in God, and that ever since she told us that, that's always been my favorite story in the Bible. And that always had my faith, store my faith in Christianity. And but yeah, when I was about 11, 12, I started questioning it. And then things started happening, like, in my life, like, so many, like, when we left Alabama, I had to leave my school, of course. Me and my sister, we had to leave our school, which was a good school. It was a performing arts school. And I took so many things. I took piano, I took show choir, I tore a baton, I did drama, which is acting. Um, it was a lot. But our grades started dropping, like, because we was like sleeping in the car, and plus we was getting bullied because we was smelling the best because we was sleeping in the car. And just a whole lot of stuff that we went through. And then when we left Mississippi, the friends that we did have, um we had to leave them. We didn't have phones. I didn't have my first phone until I was like 15. um yeah, I didn't have a phone until I was like 15. But so we didn't have phones, so we couldn't take their number down. And so they just like literally to this day, I'm not in contact with not one friend and not no person in Alabama that I knew. And I stayed there like half my life. But that was a tremendous, like, change for us. And then, like, I start getting to this new school. Then I start, like, girls was bullying me for who knows what reason. Like, it wasn't like I was dressed bad. It wasn't like, I was dirty now. Like, I was living with my grandma, so my grandma living in like the suburbs, so we basically my mom had a good job now. We was well kept. My mom had my hair stayed done because my mom a hairstylist, so our hair stayed done. Always had nice clothes, but for some reason the girls would always bully me. Like, always had something to say, always had something slick to say, always just hated me, like, for some reason, like, and I never knew, but I know now, but back then I didn't. And so I try to do things to try to like fit in, trying to be funny and class clown or whatever. But it just made things worse because it looked like I was trying too hard. So I started having like my own. Oh my gosh, she jumped. I started having my own. Let me see that. Just my own self discovery, and I started discovering myself, like, finding out myself because I was going through puberty, and um, I started dressing different. Like, I used to wear like long tube socks. My favorite outfit would be like some Clarks, like the platform Clarks, like with long tube socks, knee high tube socks, with a skirt and a button down shirt, and probably like a vest or something like that. Or sometimes I would go in my granddad closet and take his suspenders and get his suspenders and wear his suspenders on my pants, even though my pants wasn't falling down or nothing. Just to anything to be different, I would try to do hairstyles, just like see what was me. Hey, mommy. Hi. Did you just wake up? But just trying to, self discover myself, and then I got in cheer. I got in cheer. I was a cheerleader, and I had this boyfriend or whatever, but it was horrible. Like, we was together for like a long time, and like he broke up with me on my birthday. So, oh my god, like the heartbreak, the teenage heartbreak that I went through, like. But he broke up with me on my birthday, and then I seen him like on his Instagram. He was with another girl. Like, I was like, oh my god. Like, but I went through that, and then around the same time, it was this weird thing that was happening where like our anniversary was like on the 18th, and it was this thing like where a lot of people around me was dying on every 18th of every month. I swear. First, this rapper XXXTentacion died. He did on the 18th, and then another person we knew died on the 18th. Our coach, the football coach, he died on the 18th. And then my uncle died on the 18th. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get away from you, because I feel like he was like a curse in my life. And then that's when, like, when my uncle died, it sent my mom into a depression. And so I was like, I felt depressed. Like, my older sister, she started like getting, living her life, becoming older than me. So she wasn't really paying attention. We was like, I went through everything with my sister. So we was homeless together, like from birth. We got the same dad, like everything, like from birth. Like, I always been with my sister. We always had inside jokes, always laughed, always made each other laugh, was always there for each other. But when she started getting into high school and stuff like that, and high school things started happening, um, oh, I didn't know I could do that. She started becoming more distant for me. And she had got a phone before I did. So I was kind of like, I was still playing with dolls in the 7th grade. Like, I was still like a child, which is why, like, when I see how these 7th graders are now, it's a big change. It's a big change, like seeing like the crop tops and bend that over, let that breathe. Sorry, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh my god. I know it's not a big shock, but I wasn't that. I was never that. But anyway, she started being more separate of me. She stopped paying attention to me. Basically, we kind of drifted off, and so I started seeking like male attention a lot, like just attention, period. Because my mom, she was in her like own world and in her like depression, because that was her brother, like my uncle, and he had Down syndrome too. So when he passed away, that was uh her heart broke, and so she was depressed, so I was depressed. So it will be to the point where like, and plus she worked, so I was basically, my sister moved out, so I was just basically like at the house like by myself, like. And she took my phone because I was seeking male attention, and I had like boyfriends and stuff. I had like so many boyfriends, not so many, but I was talking to boys, and she took my phone when she found out. And so I was just like, come home. We didn't have no TV either, so I was just come home and stare at four walls till I went to sleep. Literally, like it would be so I would be bored out of my mind, like, and that's what I started sneaking out more because who wanted? I'm not finna be there. I'm not finna like. It just got to a point where I couldn't take it. It was like torture, like, and plus I would sneak my phone. I would. Oh, let me tell my husband that I'm on live because he tried to call me. Oh my God. I've been mute this whole time. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's the last thing y'all heard? I've been mute this whole time. I'm so embarrassed. I just been talking and talking and talking. Oh my, cause I see my damn like should be a fellow. Oh, hold up. I've been mute this whole time. How long? What's the last thing y'all heard? Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I just been talking. Oh my God. I don't even know where I left off. I didn't know StreamYard did that. I thought the I thought it continued the mic when you left out to another app. I didn't know it stopped the mic. God. Does anybody remember where I left off? God. That's so embarrassing. I've just been talking and talking. Last thing you said was you were going to tell your husband that you were like, oh, all the way back there. I don't even know what I was doing. I don't even know what I was saying. But basically what I was saying was I was dang. Did I tell y'all about the group chat? The group chat where I met my twin flame and I was seeing repeated numbers and I was going crazy because of the repeated numbers. This is so embarrassing. Sakani, come eat food. Wow. Mm-hmm. Come on. Sit in your chair. Since you took the call. The call. Oh my God. Come back here. Oh my God. Spaghetti, Sakani. My bad, y'all. This is so unprofessional. But I don't know where I left off, but I remember that I said that I was studying Hebrew Israelites, and then I met somebody in a random group chat that was doing the same thing. Then basically we grew together in our spiritual journey, and I started calling him my twin flame because every time I talked to him, I would see repeated numbers, and I was seeing repeated numbers so much that it sent me into a spiritual psychosis. And one time, my friend picked me up and she was playing a Lady Gaga song, and the song it said, "I'm calling your name," and at that very second, I looked to my left and there was a huge sign that said Taylor Automotives, and I was like, what, what in the heck? And ever since then, I was just like seeing repeated numbers everywhere. Like I even stayed at my grandma's house one time, and I woke up and I looked at the clock and it was 333. Like literally, I opened my eyes. I didn't turn my head. I didn't sit up. Nothing. I just opened my eyes, and there was 333 right there in my face. And so me and my quote unquote twin flame, the more we start talking, the more we start seeing synchronicities. Like we would end up like eating the same thing, and like we didn't know. Like he'd be like, "Oh, my mom just cooked," and I'll be like, "What you eating?" It'll be the same thing I'm eating. Or his mom would send him to the grocery store to get a list, and a list is literally something I just bought. Or it was one time where I felt something on my thigh. Like I felt a sensation, and someone just told me to text him. I said, "Are you okay?" I just felt like a warm sensation on my thigh. I don't know why, but he like I literally just hopped out my friend's car and he had the seat warmers on, and it was like burning my thigh up. And I was like, "Oh my God." But having that relationship with him like pulled me into the world of like twin flames and all of that. And as we know, that's new age spirituality. So me and him start studying new age spirituality more, and we was in it together. And so we stopped talking because of a fault of mine. Because of a fault of mine. And we stopped talking, and then we didn't talk a while for a long time. like probably around the same time that I joined the Tribe of Judah. But I started staying with my ex because I was a pothead. And that's what people call it. I don't call it pothead, but I was smoking weed a lot. And my ex, he was basically the plug. And so I moved out of my grandma's house to go stay with him to smoke. And it like we became entangled. We started going together. But yeah, I was a mix of a hood girl and a spiritual person. I don't know how they mixed, but I was spiritual and hood at the same time because I had my own gun. Like I had my own gun. It was crazy. It was like my ex. That's a life I never want to live again because he got me in a situation where I was like literally fearing for my life. Like he had stole like a whole zip like from the neighbor who was also a plug, and the neighbor found out, and he came in the house. I was in the bed chilling. He came in the house. He was like, here, take this, hide it somewhere, put it somewhere. I was like, what the hell? It was just a big old block of weed, like nothing. The most weed I ever seen in my life, but a huge block of weed. He was like, take this, put it somewhere. I was like, I didn't know what to do, and then he just put me in that situation, and we end up having to leave. Well, first, I think they called the police and said like, oh, they stole the package, and then he was gone in New Orleans before I left with him because his life was in danger, and so he had to go to New Orleans with his family, and I was there at the house still, and the police came, knocked on the door, and I grabbed the weed, took it, and threw it out the window like into the woods. And then the police came in our house and searched the whole house. Like it was crazy. Also had SWAT bust in like on us before when we was in New Orleans, and my freaking ex went to jail, and we was like at the freaking not the police station, but freaking jail, like trying to bail him out and stuff. Like it was just it was horrible. It was horrible. And that's one of the things that made me dive into spirituality, because I was like, it gotta be better. It gotta be a better life than this. Like things gotta be better than this. We gotta do better. Like, how can I be better? How can I get closer to God? Like, what is God? Like, and me being a freaking spiritual, quote unquote, pothead, I was basically entranced. It was this network. It's this network called Gaia, with the Bruce Liptons and Joe Dispenza and the other dude with the half bald head. Um, they was on there talking about reptilians and freaking the Anunnaki and telling us that we're God. Like it wasn't like, I don't know, but I just feel like that some of the new age stuff information is purposely put out there to mislead people. Like it's misinformation. It's not nothing that can be proven, hence the word theory behind a lot of stuff. Um it's just a lot of misleading information, hence the reptilians, hence the Anunnakis and the superpowers. Y'all wonder why Gen Z start acting all crazy, talking about they got superpowers, and the pushing the foil papers, talking about, oh, I got telekinesis. Gaia, the network Gaia. That's where they get that from. But we was misled. We was kids. Like we was misled easily, impressionable, easy. Like my phone finna go. But we was easily impressed, and I was I was watching Gaia and smoking and um calling myself God. And one day I went back to my mom to tell her that I was quote unquote I wasn't a Christian anymore. And oh my God, give me that, give me that. I went to tell her that I wasn't a Christian anymore, and then we had that conversation, and it turned bad. And I ended up calling her a coon because she said she supported Trump. So I was like, "You a coon." Not to say I still have the same beliefs or whatever that I had back then, but I was calling her out her name and stuff like that because I'm like, oh my God, mom, you're a god. Like stop, like wake up, like mom, you're a god. Like, but of course, um, that didn't go well, and so I just had like a mental breakdown right there because I'm still in the spiritual psychosis, like still, but I just had like a mental breakdown. I was like, stop telling, like, you think I'm gonna go to hell or whatever. But like my family, they was comforting me, but they was like, yo, like you want some other stuff. And that situation is what helped me to be able to leave, like, quote unquote, let go of my attachments. And that's what I did. Like in 2020, September 2020, there's this dude out there. I think he like my age, probably like a year older, named Von. No, I think he like a year younger, a year older. He's my age. His name is Von Two Cut. He was making he was making videos saying that we are about to get superpowers, that the rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. This is the end. And he was saying that the Anunnaki, oh my God, like describing it, it was just so real in my mind. So it's just so crazy to talk about it and feel like how I felt then, how it really was. But he was like, this the rapture, y'all. Like, the Anunnaki are coming. The sun is about to go into a shift and explode. If you are on like an alkaline diet, then the sun will eradicate you. And the poles are shifting, and the power is gonna be out for days and days. And there's a planetary transit that's gonna look like planet Nibiru. That planet is not a planet, it's the ship of the Anunnaki who are coming to get all the melanated people, all the gods who realize that they are God, and take them up into their spaceship and take them to planet Nibiru. I believe this. I was a believer. Oh, mama. I was a 100% believer of this. And y'all can hear me, right? I see my I see the sound, but I want to make sure y'all hear me. I think y'all can. Wait for it to come up. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me, but yeah, I believe that, and that is why. Okay, great. Thank you, something foreign. Um, that's why I left. That's why. I was trying to tell my. It was so. I was so cringe. It was so cringe to remember these things because I was trying to tell my boyfriend, my ex boyfriend, that I was like, yo, like you gotta come on now, like you gotta stop, like you gotta start eating right and stop all this, like listen to this music and all these patterns. Oh, you get something for it, thank you. And I was like, yo, you finna get left behind. That was the word. That was the word. Left behind. The fear of missing out. the catch that all coats use. Who told you that, child? Bun to cut. Bun to cut. But anyway, yeah, I was telling my ass, I was like, yo, we gotta stock up on food and water. Um, the Anunnaki coming to take us, to save us. Believe it or not, a lot of us believe that. A lot of us, like, teens, because who else would believe it, right? But a lot of us teens, kids, like Gen Z, that's what we believe. Like the spiritual kids. But we believe that. And so I was like, we gotta stock up on food and water. We gotta go. Like, come on, you finna get left behind. And then that's when I so happened to find the group chat that Ezekiel was in. Jami, they was in, but sorry. And Ezekiel was like, yo, we got 30K. We about to go to Costa Rica. Let's go. All of, like, everything getting left behind. Tell your family bye. Like, go ahead, tell your family bye. Let's go. We going. Y'all better come on with us. And a lot of us, we was on board. Like, it was a lot of people that actually arrived. It was way more people that saying they was coming. So I was one of the people that left my family behind, left everything behind. I remember my sister, like, telling me, like, and I was such an a-hole to my friends and stuff. I was a narcissist. Like, in my humble opinion, like, that's what comes with the I am God thing, being a narcissist. I'm sorry, I said it, but that's what comes with it. In my opinion, I was a-hole to my friends, because they was getting left behind. I thought I was so much better than everybody for my beliefs, and put myself on a pedestal. Thought I was chosen and all this, and I left my family. Like, I had nephews and little brothers, my mom, my dad. I even lied to my dad. I lied to my dad and told him that I was going to college in Florida, and that and that's what I told him. I lied, but I wasn't. And I met up with them. Had a horrible time. Met up with them. Got traumatized real quick. Oh yeah. Then we just became these spiritual a-holes. Hi, you ain't looking at me. We became these spiritual a-holes to everybody, to each other, to ourselves. And I was humbled. I was humbled by the real God. I was humbled because I was on my pedestal, thought I was so high and mighty, and I was humbled. I was put in a situation shown where you ain't got no control. What could I mean? I have control, of course, because I can make my own choices. That's just about all the control we have. We can control our efforts, but we can't control the outcome of things. And God humbled me. God humbled me and knocked me off my high horse and showed me that I had but so much control. That's what I feel like, you know. And like I was saying earlier in the live, it's heartbreaking that some people see that some people can't accept me for who I am now. Like, they want me to be the old me, like that twin flame I told y'all about. You know, we came into contact again, and I was telling him about, like, what I believe now. And he was like, "Yo, I wish I can bring you back into your power, and you And the stuff he was saying so triggering. It was so triggering, so heartbreaking because he sounded like Nature Boy. He sounded like Nature Boy verbatim. And I don't even think he was tuned in to Nature Boy. I don't even think he was watching Nature Boy. He didn't even know who Nature Boy was until I told him. But everything he was telling me, he was like, yo, you don't need to cover your head. Like, as if I just blindly cover my head, cover my hair and cover my body. But he like, yo, you don't need to cover your hair and cover your body. You don't gotta you don't have to look for God outside yourself. And but then tell me this whole thing, how God is everything. So if he everything and everywhere, that means he's outside too. But anyway, I digress. It was just heartbreaking to the conversation that we had. He was like, yo, this is all in your imagination. About through the phone. About through the phone. I was like, I can't believe I'm hearing this right now. But that's, I feel like, and coming back home was so surreal. I swear, when I was in that airport, you will never know that feeling of like being in a cult and then going into the real world. It's like a dream. Like, it's a feeling that I can't even describe. Like, I feel like, because I was still programmed, I still had the thought that everything around me was me. Like, I like, oh my God, I'm in the airport. Look at all my cells walking around. Like, look at all my cells, like, just going with a, like, look at all this organized chaos and all. Like, it was so, like, it was like unreal. Oh, but he was telling me, he was like, this is all just your imagination. And I was like, okay, I see what I need to do. I see what I need to do. Yeah, I started asking, what are your ambitions? Like, what is your goal in life? Like, then he started talking about like a new earth. I'm like, okay, so the people that tried the new earth thing, like, did we just fail miserably? Like, did we just like, like all the people that ever joined the cult and tried to start a new world or a utopia? Yeah. Did they just fail miserably? I started to tell him like, yo, don't 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 join no cult, like, because he is very like the things he was telling me, he's susceptible. Yeah, I like to say. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I ain't gonna take forever this time. Hello. Okay, but yeah, I was just telling, like, I started asking like, do you have any life ambitions? Like, do you see something, like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, do you have something to fight for? Like I was scared. I'm scared. I'm scared for him. I am. I'm scared for him, but I trust he'll make great decisions. But the more I start, was start being in therapy, the more I was able to take a step back and look at how everything went down and what led to it and what thoughts and beliefs thrive on this kind of like, or rather, what this, yeah, what thoughts and beliefs that the behavior that I experienced thrive on. And I just felt like calling myself God ain't it. Because who can hold me accountable? You tell me, like, who can hold me accountable when I'm God himself, herself in the flesh? Then I start realizing too, like, once I started talking about it with my therapist, that anytime I did try to hold anybody accountable, it was always, you're talking to yourself. You're telling yourself this. That mean the what you see me doing is a reflection of something in you that you need to heal. It was just so toxic, and just the way it could be flipped, like, and I just don't think that, although, like, there's truth in everything. Like, there's some truth in New Age. There's some truth in Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism. There's truth, like, there's truth, no lie. But to build a society on New Age spirituality, it's a weak foundation. It's a foundation of sticks and straws. You know, I don't. I just. I just can't, like, and that's what, like, I start. Me and my husband together, we started soul searching again, because once you leave a cult, you gotta find out who you are again. Like, you're no longer that group. You're your individual self. So we start finding out, what do we value. Like, okay, we value family. Like, we value a strong household, an unbreakable household. We value treating people well. We value community. We value self-sustainability. And the more, we start realizing that that was our values, the Nation of Islam just so happened to line up with that. Blah. But anyway, and so it's like, oh, it's the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is the way. And plus, we still had the black beliefs. We still had the beliefs that, black people are the supreme rulers of the earth. Hey, what's wrong? What happened? Water? Yeah, come on, let's go get some. Go get some water. We still had the belief that, black people were the supreme rulers of the earth. Somehow black people, we just better than everybody. We had that belief. And I was like, the more we start studying the nation, um it started getting ugly. Start getting ugly. And even Onika challenged, she was like, you trying to hold me accountable, what about Elijah Muhammad? And I was like, damn, she right. I was like, what you mean Elijah Muhammad? Then I started doing my research. I was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Now I ain't gonna lie. What the Nation of Islam does as far as community, feeding the community, investing in the community, I I adore that. But as far as black supremacy, I can't I can't get on board. Because it's like they call a white man the skunk of the. When you join the nation, there's a list of questions that you have to answer. Sounds like a cult, don't it? But anyway, one of the one of the first few questions is, who is the Asiatic black man? Asiatic black man is this and that. Who is the white man? Who is the white man? The white man is the skunk of the planet Earth. And believe it or not, my husband told me that Eligio got a lot of his indoctrination from the Nation of Islam. And so the more we start still soul searching, like, Um, because we were like, why stuff still not in alignment? Why stuff still feel things are good, but it's like I feel like we doing something wrong. So we had like this cognitive dissonance of like, oh, Elijah Muhammad didn't do that. I mean, I don't know if he did, but I ain't finna affiliate myself with somebody who got them type of accusations. I'm sorry. I my honest to God opinion is yeah, because even Wesley Muhammad, he admitted to infidelity that Elijah Muhammad committed, and I don't support infidelity. I'm not finna sit here and say, oh, but you have to overlook it because he saved the people, the black people in the wilderness of the North Americas, and Islam saved a lot of like nah. But I ain't biased. I ain't biased with nobody, not even myself. I will hold myself accountable with the quickness. With the quickness. And I feel like sometimes like maybe I can be too hard on myself, but I feel like that's what it's true. Like that's like that's what you gotta do. I don't know, but I'm 22. I'm still learning like how to talk to myself, but maybe sometimes I can be too hard on myself because I like to hold myself accountable. How else am I grow? Like I don't know, but we left the nation because we didn't agree with a lot of stuff, and like my husband said, it a lot of stuff trigger him and remind him of carbonation. So that's that. So that's when we was still in love with it, in love with Islam. Like it's such a beautiful religion. Like God, like such a beautiful religion. Like so we're still Muslims, and so that's what we practice. That's what we practice today. So I have no problem with that because I feel like it's a very protective religion. And people say, what's the difference between Christianity and Islam? Basically, oh, y'all, I just got some tea. Oh, y'all. If you in the back chat, if you in the back chat, I'm gonna tell you. But anyway, the difference between Christianity and Islam is that we look at we, we look at Jesus as a prophet, as one of God's main prophets, and we it's we believe that one of the greatest sins is saying that a man could ever be God, or that God has a partner, that somebody he working with, like, and we not saying that nothing Jesus said was not true, or it's just just a perspective that um we can't, although Jesus is respected, very respected in Islam. We say peace be upon him just like we say peace be upon Prophet Muhammad or Abraham or anybody. Jesus is respected, a well respected prophet. We just cannot praise him as God because we pray to God. We call God God. Um, that's basically it. Like, yeah, that's basically it. And besides, we pray 5 times a day, or at least we try to. I can't, like, I ain't gonna say I can't. I'm practicing. I'm a practicing Muslim. I'm not perfect. You know, my husband even does better than me. He get up at 3 a.m. to pray, like, every day, and he prays more than me. He reads Quran more than me. He's way better at it than me. But yeah. I'm practicing. So that's basically it. That's why I'm strong behind. I haven't been in it long enough to people be trying to debate me like why not the God, like be trying to hi Faith Brew. Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing good. People be trying to debate me. I'm like, I'm new. Like, I can't debate you. Like, I'm learning. I'm learning too. Like, and I'm willing to be open minded and see different perspectives, but just give me a chance. Like, I'm still learning. Like, if I would come to something else, like my dad tried to tell me to get saved. Like, hey, Lisa. Dad tried to, I forgot, hey, Susan. Dad tried to say, oh, you need to get saved. I've been baptized before. So, I've been baptized before, but he tried to tell me to get saved again when I'm Muslim. Not, I get it. I understand, like, that's your faith and you believe that your daughter should get baptized. Like, I get that 100%, but I'm Muslim. I can't get saved. And to tell me to throw away what I believe in my religion to go get saved. And one of the things I chose, one of the reasons, she in there trying to talk. Oh. One of the reasons I chose Islam too, because I love the modesty. I'm in love. I'm in love with the modesty. I'm in love with it. I look at how I dress a whole different way. Like, now I feel like I can't even I feel like putting on a crop top and some shorts is like scraps, like scrap clothes. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel naked now. Like I don't know. And I just feel like, you know, right. If you've been baptized once, that should be enough for God. Right. I've been baptized into my shahada. I had spiritual baths. I done dabbled dabbled in every single religion. Come on, your mama. Come on, mama. But I feel I can't go back. Even if somehow in God's green earth that I'm not Muslim anymore, or practice Islam anymore, I feel like I still would wear my veil. Like I still would cover. Oh God, what's wrong? What happened? What do you want? Come on, show me. Show me. I feel like I still would cover up because I look at it different now. Like, especially learning about what's going on in the world and how many predators there are. I can't. I can't. I understand the different perspective of like, oh, it's liberating, it's free. I get that, but as much as we want to, I feel like we still have to be mindful of stuff like that. Like, there's a dark web where like somebody can take your picture of your 12-year-old in her crop top and sell it, and they can put like deep fakes and like it's wild out there. And I feel like it's just a little protective, especially if somebody who's been through, you know, sexual assault and being sexualized. And all I know, I get it sucks. It sucks that, like we have, like, I ain't gonna say we have to because not everybody agree we have to, but my bad. I think my mic went out. Husband was calling, but if you don't feel comfortable, you are not liberated. Right? Yeah. If you don't feel comfortable, you're not liberated. Yeah, exactly. So, to each his own. But me, I feel like it's a reality of predators out there, and I feel like don't one of the only things I can do is cover up. Like, but that's just my little one person little belief. But um, yeah, this was just like a little live about my journey, like spirituality, and my it's interesting because I told my therapist that when I was still in contact with Monica and all of them, um, that they would make fun of me because of my religion, and she said, "You mean your spirituality?" I said, "My religion?" She said, "That's your spirituality." I was like, "Oh snap," because I thought it was separate. Like I thought it was a line. Like I didn't know that religion fell under the umbrella of spirituality. And I think like occultism falls under spirituality and other things that I can't think of right now, but it falls under spirituality. So practicing Islam is practicing my own spirituality. So I was kind of relieved because it was so hard to come out of the brainwashing. It was hard to come out of the brainwashing because I had cognitive dissonance like a mug, like holding two contradicting beliefs in my mind, but still thinking it true. Like as for like, for example, astrology. We would go back. Sometimes we would go back to our chart and be like, like, oh, this happened because we got moon, like, but still, like looking for it. That's not okay. It's cool, like astrology's cool. Like sometimes it's accurate. Astrology is pretty cool. But it is even cool. Go look at your chart. Sometimes look at the transits and see it. But to look for answers to look for your life purpose or answers in the stars, to look for the answers, I think is, I don't think that's right, or I think it's confusion. I think it's confusion. But sometimes we even look at a chart like, oh yeah, cool, like look at that, how cool. But not saying like, oh, I'm gonna take this and live my life by and cultivate it. I'm not gonna cultivate astrology, especially I feel like it's a pseudoscience. Um, that's just me. But I'm probably gonna call my husband because he been trying to call me, and he probably wondering. So um, I really, really, really appreciate y'all for joining me tonight, and I'm trying to practice going live more often because um, as the spiritual community would call it, my throat chakra is blocked. But no, I really I just been can't find the words sometimes. Like I be having a lot of thoughts in my head that I just want to say and speak, but I go live and be choked up. Like what? Why I can't say why I can't say what I'm thinking, feeling right now. But I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate this, and like I said, Kendra, she inspires me a lot because every time I feel okay, shut up about it by now, like. Or sometimes I feel like people want me to shut up. Like, okay, this girl, okay, we get it. Tribe of Judah. I feel like people, think that sometimes, but and I just want to shut up or just like bury myself or just be like, what am I doing? Like, why am I writing a book? Like, and then Kendra will go live and I'll be like, yes. I'll be like, like it's just like a relief. So thank you, Kendra, if you're watching, if you ever watch this replay or whatever. But thank you, Kendra. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Madea. Thank you, everybody that has been supporting me and promoting my story. It means a lot. It means a lot. And I really love y'all. So thank y'all for joining. Y'all have a good night now. All right. Assalamu alaikum.